high their strikers. There's something uniquely disturbing about people vanishing into thin air. Read about these incredibly strange, unsolved cases. Although these disappearances span centuries, locations, age ranges, and circumstances, there's one common thread shared between them: a lack of closure. There are theories, speculations, and investigations, but never a decisive answer. On our incoming episode, I'm going to feature some of the cases of mysterious disappearances of some missing that just disappear without any trace. Our feature story is about the mysterious disappearance of Maya Milites, a Filipino-American woman who disappeared on January 7, 2021 in Chula Vista, California. This caused a police investigation into her disappearance. A Filipino-American, was a civilian employee of the United States Navy. She last worked as a contract specialist for the Naval Information Warfare Center. Milite was born in the Philippines. She then was raised and grew up in Honolulu. She graduated from Admiral Arthur W. Radford High School. Maya met Larry Milite while she was a teenager, and after he had moved to Hawaii from San Diego with his family following a juvenile gang-related assault, arrest in 1997. They later married and he enlisted into the United States Navy for 5 years. Milite also graduated from University of Hawaii at Manoa. They both moved to San Diego, and began a family, with Maya having given birth to 3 children. Beginning in late 2020, Maya wanted a divorce from Larry. Maya sought a divorce from Larry after he had learned that Maya had an affair. A friend of Maya alleges that Maya was a victim of domestic violence caused by Larry. Another friend offered Maya to stay at a condo safe house. On January 7, 2021, Milite was last seen at around 5 in the evening. That same day she had called a divorce attorney. The following day, Larry Milite was observed on a video, positioning a black Lexus GX 460 into a position where the back of the vehicle could not be seen by the camera recording the video. Larry claims that he drove the Lexus to Solana Beach with one of their children that day. The vehicle was later impounded by the Chula Vista Police Department. 2 days later, on January 9, Milite's sister, Maricris Droelet, filed a missing persons report with the Chula Vista Police Department. On January 13, 2021, volunteers searched Mount San Miguel Park for Milite. On January 23, 2021, investigators conducted a search warrant at Milite's home, searching for clues or any evidence that would point to the cause of her disappearance or possible whereabouts. On February 5, 2021, the Chula Vista Police Department and Milite's family held a briefing to encourage the public to look for her. Skeletal remains were found in Orange County that were thought to be Milite's remains. But this was proven false, and the remains were then said to be that of a male. Later on, the remains were proven to be animal bones. Additional searches for Maya Milite were conducted by volunteers in February at the Glamis Sand Dunes, March near Lower Otay Lake, and May in National City, and at an abandoned golf course in Chula Vista. In late October, searches were conducted near the Salton Sea, Fish Creek, and Glamis. 8 loud bangs can be heard in an audio recording from January 7, 2021 at approximately 8:30 p.m. in the vicinity of Milite's Chula Vista residence. The audio recording, which was released to law enforcement and the public, corresponds to video surveillance footage that was not released to the public due to privacy concerns brought by the neighbor who provided the video footage and audio recording. Detectives reported that on this day, Surveillance footage captured Maya parking her Jeep Rubicon on the street in front of her home at 4:42 p.m. No footage was ever found of her leaving the residence, police say. A police review of Maya's communications revealed that Maya had told a friend January 6 that she'd informed Larry of her intention to file for divorce whether he likes it or not. "I'm done trying to make it amicable for the sake of the kids," she wrote in the message. Detectives learn Maya and Larry had an argument on the evening of January 7, according to the affidavit. Maya's last known communication came at 8:15 p.m. when she shared an ad for a toy hauler with family through Facebook Messenger. Her phone activity stopped about 1:25 a.m. the following day, the affidavit shows. January 8. This date marked the third consecutive day Larry was reported as being unexpectedly absent from work. Messages from Larry's father and boss reviewed by police show that they were reaching out to him concerned because they hadn't heard from him. "This is not like him to miss work," Larry's boss said in a message to Maya. "It has been a few days." The affidavit details what police investigators believe Larry was doing that day. He told police that he left the house at 6:45 a.m. to take his 4-year-old son to Solana Beach in order to give Maya some space. Surveillance footage reviewed by police shows that at 5:58 a.m., Larry moved his Lexus GX 460, which had been backed up into the driveway, and repositioned it at an angle while backing it up into the garage. The affidavit shows. The way he parked, the Lexus did not allow detectives to see into it on the surveillance video. The Lexus is seen leaving the house at 6:45 a.m. and returning at 6:06 p.m., according to police. The affidavit alleges that when police asked Larry to point on a map to where he spent the day, he pointed to Tree Pines State Beach, located about 4 miles away from Solana Beach. They're unable to confirm Larry's whereabouts on the day. Records obtained by police show Larry's phone was off until 6:34 p.m., a gap in time they've said is historically uncharacteristic. Contents of the vehicle's infotainment system also detailed navigation event at 3:29 p.m. for Larry's home address. Maya's brother went to the family's East Chula Vista home at 6:30 p.m. to check on her, according to police. There, he met with his 9-year-old niece, who told him that Maya had been up in her room for the past 11 hours and that the children had not been fed, the affidavit shows. According to police, Maya's brother went inside the home and knocked on her door, but never heard an answer from her. Her brother told police that he'd spoken to Larry that night and that Larry said he'd been working all day and could not account for their relatives and friends, according to the affidavit. January 9. On this date, Maya Milite was reported missing by her sister Margaret Dwaylett at 11:50 p.m. The call came after Maya's family was growing concerned because they hadn't heard from her since January 7. They had plans to celebrate Larry and Maya's daughter's 11th birthday on January 10 in Big Bear, and they found it uncharacteristic of May not to be in contact with her family, the affidavit reads. January 13, dozens of friends, family members and volunteers search for Milite at Mount San Miguel Park, a short distance from the Milite family home. Larry, who stayed home with their children, said in a phone interview that he was trying to keep everything as normal as I can for the kids. I know to them it seems like everything is fine, but I know it's impacting them a little bit, he said. Chula Vista police say they've never been called to the family's home before and have no reason to believe a crime has been committed. January 23. Police served a search warrant at the family's home in an effort to obtain any evidence and clues to her current whereabouts. It remains unclear if investigators found anything helpful during the search. February 3, Chula Vista Police announced that Larry had retained an attorney and no longer was answering police questions. He was cooperating with the investigation up until that date. Police say Larry did not appear in the story, but thanked Gutman for spreading awareness of the case. April 7, Chula Vista Police released the first of a new bi-weekly series of updates on the Milite case. In it, the department vowed to continue to actively and continuously investigate Milite's disappearance, and reported 47 family members, friends, neighbors and witnesses were interviewed. 12 search warrants were written, including for residences, vehicles, cell phones and electronic devices, call detail records, financial records, social media and cloud data, and more than 40 tips were reviewed on Milite's location and reason for her disappearance. On Tuesday, October 19, 2021, Larry Milite was arrested, charged with the murder of his wife Maya. During a press conference announcing the arrest, San Diego County District Attorney Summer Stephan stated that the body of Maya Milite had not yet been found as of the time of the arrest. The arrest came after 67 search warrants had been executed, and 87 interviews had been conducted. After Larry's arrest, he remained in custody and held without bond. On Thursday, October 21, 2021, Larry pleaded not guilty at his arraignment at San Diego County Superior Court's South County Court in Chula Vista. Larry Milite, accused of killing his missing wife Maya, appears at a bail reviewing hearing where he was denied eligibility for bond release on November 4, 2021. The judge said there's clear and convincing evidence that he's threatened to commit grave bodily injury. And there's a substantial likelihood he would carry out that threat if released, D'Adezio said. Additionally, there's clear and convincing evidence that he's a danger to the community. The ruling came despite Martinez arguing that her client posed no flight risk or risk of harming others. She emphasized Larry's military service and his job as an optician at the Naval Medical Training Center. Larry also was willing to wear a tracking bracelet and travel only to and from work, Martinez said.